Collins and Jeremiah Elliott.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 34 of the Good Stuff Podcast, brought to you by Blind Bandit Productions. Each and every episode of the Good Stuff Podcast is brought to you by Blind Bandit Productions. Find more about us at blindbanditproductions.com. I'm CK Helms.
You know.
Professionalism.
Zach Bandit there.
Wait. I thought it goes you, Jeremiah.
Every goddamn episode, you forget that you're third.
How do you, every episode, it goes me, Zach, Ryan, Jeremiah. Whenever there's not Jeremiah just falls off. Then it's me, Zach, you.
Oh, hey, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Jeremiah.
Can we just start that over?
Yeah,
no,
let's just start this over.
Keep the struggle.
Wow. Guys, it's been 2 weeks since we recorded, but not 2 weeks since you listened to the show, because last week you heard us talk about our summing streaming episode that Ryan didn't contribute to. And, yeah, that was fun times. Sorry, I just had to throw you out there. It's been a while since I threw you out there. Just throwing you under a bus or something.
In my defense, I had a pretty busy couple of Wednesdays.
Okay.
A Wednesday and a Thursday or whatever. However.
I mean, I know it was rough with you having to go buy a shirt and all. That was.
Hey, that was on Thursday. Wednesday, he just didn't watch any of the shows.
Oh, that's right.
The Netflix. That's what I'm talking about last week's episode.
That wasn't my fault.
Yes, you told us.
There's always a way to go. Shut up.
Cool. So, how's everybody been this past 2 weeks? You been good? Doing good, everybody?
Been good. I got caught in a shootout last night, so that was fun.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know it's bad when firefighters get caught in a shootout.
It ended up not being one. It was just, there was a gas leak at an apartment complex, and when we evacuated the building, that put two rival gangs out in the parking lot, and they started mouthing off to each other, so we were just kind of ready to get out of there. So we heard them yelling, screaming, and then we heard like the three pop, 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 and then we're like, all right, so we floored it and got out of there and radioed it in, and then the cops came and we're like, well, shit, I guess we'll just circle the block because once they secure it, we'll have to go back. And turns out they were just mouthy and someone fired a gun into the air. But, you know, it was not pleasant to have nothing but an axe and hear gunshots.
Oh my God, the fire's shooting at us.
The fire is shooting at us.
Down with your axe.
But
You have my axe.
we had a great, actually, I don't know if I could tell this part of the story on recording because of HIPAA. So no, I'll save that. Sorry for the build up.
Damn.
Well, actually, I can say it. I can change it. So the person that we were talking to there had like cracked out meth mouth, and we couldn't understand a word that they were saying. And so we're like, and just for all intents and purposes, we'll say their last name was Johnson. So we're like, all right, so what's your last name? And they're like, da, 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 da. And we're like, and so the polite way we do handle that is we go, can you spell that for us? So that way we know, oh, we'll finally understand them, and they won't think that we're like, hey, I can't understand you, you crackhead. And their mind thought, oh, they told me to spell it, I'll just say my name in two halves. And so we're like, can you spell your last name for us? And they were like, Johnson. Okay. But that was enough that we could understand it at least.
Now, do I really want to move to Arkansas? I mean,
Because of stories like this is why you want to move to Arkansas. Zach, you been seeing a lot of movies with your Regal Unlimited?
yeah, I saw Angry Birds the other night.
Did
Mostly,
you see the first one?
Yeah, I saw the first one on like
Okay,
video.
good. I was worried you wouldn't be able to follow the complex story of a sequel.
the only reason I really saw Angry Birds is because Regal has that thing where if you see like these certain movies, you'll get them for the digital codes, and so
Oh, no.
I have to see Men in Black, Far From Home, and Angry Birds, and if I see all three of those, I get all three digital codes when they come out.
Okay, for some reason I thought you wanted the Angry Birds code only. Like, man, rewatchability there.
Woohoo!
Well, but
Hey.
my dad also sees these movies, so and we share a Voodoo account, so
With me.
I'll have extra codes. So we're probably just gonna give them out to like fans or whatever, like a giveaway or some shit.
So in a future episode of the Good Stuff Podcast, you can win digital codes to see Angry Birds 2. I know how excited you are. Hold back your excitement while listening to the episode.
Or Far From Home or Men in Black.
If you care about those other ones. But I know you're here for the Angry Birds 2.
Top of the top.
And tonight I'm gonna go see Good Boys.
Which we're going to
Oh,
talk
nice.
about.
But yeah, that's right.
So Ryan, you've been doing the trivia and the karaoke?
Yep.
Going same as always?
I mean, I'm there.
Good job, Ryan.
It doesn't sound like he's lying at all. So you still doing that trivia and karaoke? Yep. I'm still there. Definitely not anywhere else.
Not anywhere else. If you hear anything, it's a lie.
That's me.
Woohoo!
That's me.
That's just me, though.
That's just me, though.
I mean, okay. If we're gonna talk about it, yeah, I'm hosting trivia Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday at TGI Fridays Conway, Movie Tavern in Little Rock, and Flyaway Brewing in North Little Rock. And on Tuesdays and Fridays, karaoke at Town Pump on Rebin 7 Road, 9 p.m. 21 plus.
See, but like, where's the stories, man? Where's like the person that you've seen at karaoke that you're like, they could win American Idol? Like, what?
3 weeks ago, here's the story. 3 weeks ago, on a Friday night, a random drunk dude came up on the stage and started messing with my laptop, and I politely told him to get away from my laptop. And then later in the night, his buddy walked into the bathroom behind me and pushed in front of me, started peeing before me. Then, whenever I had to get back to the stage, made a comment about me not washing my hands because he stood at the sink washing his hands for over 3 minutes. Then, here's the best part. Then, I go back to my DJ area, and the guy walks up there, and he goes, "Hey, how do I sign up to sing karaoke?" I go, "I don't know. Maybe the sign-up cards are back in the bathroom where I forgot to wash my hands." And so he goes, "Is this the route you want to take with me?" And starts punching his fist into his hand and stuff. I call for the bouncer to come up. His buddy gets in the way of the bouncer coming up, and the dude takes a wild swing at me, hits me in my ear, and I have to put the dude in a guillotine choke and drop him.
Okay, Chad.
And I literally had to choke this dude out because after I tried letting him go to let him get back up and recompose himself, he decided to elbow me. So I had to choke him out.
Nice.
Well,
Now,
You know what I got from that story, though?
In defense of everybody, we do not typically have fights at bars I work at. Just want to clarify that. That was like a 1 in a million thing.
The only thing I got from that is that Ryan Mullins doesn't wash his hands after using the bathroom.
Yeah.
I fucking tried.
Cool story, Ryan. Thanks for sharing.
The dude pushed into the urinal before me and then stood there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Sure.
I have a limited amount of time back to the stage. There was literally somebody singing karaoke on TV.
Ryan, quick question. I have a quick question about that. It has to do with washing the hands. I get it. That was the thing. He was in the way. But quick question. Do you have sanitizer on you at all times?
Yeah, I always have a thing of sanitizer. in
Okay,
my
so you
backpack.
sanitize your hands before you touch the microphone that you handed to someone else, right?
I don't. Yeah. But yeah. If that's what you're
Yeah, that
asking,
didn't
yeah.
sound like you just. Okay.
Yeah, just say yes. Don't
Well,
give me
no, what I'm
5
saying
yes.
is
That
I
was-
I don't touch the customer microphones.
Oh, at all? You don't. Someone.
No,
Okay.
they sit on the table. There's a spot for them on the little, because like there's a big table in between me and the performance area.
Ah.
Okay, so you didn't spread your pee germs to anyone else, is what you're saying, right?
Well, first of all, I don't have pee germs to spread, but if I did have pee germs to spread, it would not
You
have been
don't have.
possible.
You don't have germs.
Not
You don't
Pee-
pee?
pee is sterile.
It's yeah, but it's still body waste. I mean,
Oh, I was talking about your germs from your thing.
Yeah, and I was making sure I made a clear point of it that I don't have Wiener germs.
oh.
Okay.
That's a weird way to put it.
I don't have
Oh,
wiener germs.
Wiener germs.
Germs, and it confused some people.
I'm gonna ask.
I think
I'm
we've
just gonna
already
say
found
what
the
Ryan-
title.
I
I
can-
don't
I
have
can-
wiener germs.
That is actually the episode title. I don't have wiener germs.
All right, I'm gonna say what Ryan said last episode. What has this podcast turned into?
All right, guys, let's get into the podcast, guys. And we're starting here with the opener of the show. There's no sound effect. Okay.
I tried. Did it not pick up? I opened my bottle.
It didn't.
Ah, it's because I don't have a can. Because I'm drinking not your father's root beer. Not sponsored. Tastes weird.
Also, Regal Lemonade, not sponsored.
I was just about to do that.
Good thing they're not sponsored, since you follow that up with taste weird.
It does. You expect root beer, and it's not, but it is.
Wiener germs. Sponsored by Mullins.
All right, guys. The opener for this week, we're talking about something that's kind of a big deal. And before we really get into it, this is kind of a controversy right now. And before we even start talking about this, I don't want to take anything from any of the victims in the mass shootings at Dayton and what's the other one?
El Paso.
El Paso. Yes, thank you. I don't want
It's
to take
already
anything
taken away from the victims.
because I couldn't remember it.
Yeah. No, but yeah, though those were two very tragic incidents, so we're not trying to link this to that specifically.
Yes. So please don't think anything from that. But specifically, what we're wanting to talk about has to do with, in a sense, of some things that have happened since then. Somehow, from these mass shootings, it feels like we're in the past again. And now video game violence, because it's the 90s again, and that's what's causing these mass shootings. I mean, that's what President Cheeto had said.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you said somehow, and I wanted to be very, very. I was about to like, it's not somehow. The dumbass that sits in the Oval Office right now gave a speech claiming that video game violence causes mass shootings.
I try not to show our politics, so try really hard. So I try
So-
to steer away from that. But
That's not Blind Bandit. That's Ryan Mullins. I
mean, the same guy that said that video games are causing violence is also the same guy after these two horrible incidents took place said our thoughts and prayers are with the victims of Toledo. So there's also that. Nothing happened in Toledo, but I guess our thoughts and prayers are with them.
he couldn't remember the name either.
Yeah.
See? That puts me on the same level as Donald Trump.
I mean, it's also the same dumbass who posed with his thumbs up while someone was holding the baby who was orphaned because of the mass shootings. Like,
Jesus Christ.
okay. So to pull it back off of the politics for just a sec. Can we just all agree that this dude probably has syphilis and it's gone untreated and it's rotting out his brain?
Well, I thought you said we're pulling away from the politics.
Oh, this is this is purely.
I pulled away from the politics, and I just wanted to focus on the political figure.
Political leader. Yeah.
I was trying to make it a little more medical.
I'm going to go back to just talking about the violence in video games, because that's what we're talking about today.
Okay.
Since that was mentioned by Donald Trump, some people follow him to the ends of the earth, and with that, many things have happened. Walmart has decided that they're not going to they're going to remove violent video game ads. ESPN delayed the Apex Legends esports broadcast, and then Universal canceled the release of the Hunt movie.
Mm-hmm.
Three crazy things that happened because Donald Trump said that video games cause violence. And it was actually reported, IGN had reached out because they had heard a report from Walmart saying that they were removing video games altogether from their stores. And it was confirmed. And then it was confirmed by Walmart. And then when they printed the story. And then somebody from Walmart contacted them and was like, no, it was misquoted to you. So they had to backtrack on that. I didn't see it till after they had already backtracked on it. But I was like, damn, that'd been crazy if Walmart just stopped selling video games.
Yeah.
Not that
Yeah. I feel like something just got lost in translation on that they were just pulling video game ads.
Yeah.
And somebody misheard somebody somewhere and thought that, they're pulling video games. But that would be millions of dollars loss in Walmart. They wouldn't do that.
I love.
I don't know how much money they make off of video games, though.
I think Black Friday is a big hit on the games and the consoles for them.
But it would just I think that if that were to ever happen, the backlash of you're going to get rid of games, but you're not going to get rid of the actual guns and ammunition.
Yeah, they're still selling that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the backlash just from how hypocritical that is would definitely change some things.
It's just weird altogether. I mean, because what I don't understand is that they've done scientific studies on this before, and it's been proven scientifically that video games don't cause violence, real life violence.
Right.
So, I mean, just because someone has committed some real life violence and they happen to play video games, they also happen to watch movies. They also happen to listen to music. They also happen to do all this other stuff. But why is that stuff not getting the blame of that?
Yeah, it's correlation, not causation.
Yeah. It's just that you're taking the one thing out of it and, that's what you're choosing to blame.
There was also a report that was released the other day that there has been zero actual tying to the assailants that any assailant has ever played any shooter style video game. There's no actual proof that any one of them have ever played one. Not saying that they haven't, but that would be something that would be brought up in the police report.
Yeah, hey, he spent 18 hours a day on Call of Duty or something like that.
And there's been nothing of that sort. Typically, the assailants in mass shootings don't have social lives, and video gaming is actually considered a social life because you're usually playing with friends.
Makes sense.
But yeah, there's been nothing so far that ties any one of those shooters to violent video games.
Now, I will devil's advocate for a second and say that if you're already a mentally unstable person, that you have a past of this instability and these violent tendencies, I can see how a shooter game could trigger that, but you already have to have it in order for that to be the effect. It's not going to take someone like us just playing it, or just a normal citizen that plays a game and then goes, this would be fun to do in a mall. Like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I will lean towards the side of, if you're already a fucked up person, that could trigger something for you.
Yeah. But I do want also that does make sense. And I don't have anything to argue with against on that. But I don't think that some people that are blaming video games realize that it's not like osmosis, like you play a video game and the skills you learn in real life. Like, you learn how to operate a gun and stuff and do all this stuff because, like, hey, man, I play a video game, and now I can just snipe a bunch of people because I played Call of Duty or something. Like, I mean, I played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater of all those games that when they came out, and I do not know how to ride a skateboard for shit.
Yeah, you all of the, that was one of the things. Everybody who has ever been involved in one of these mass shootings, even the low body count ones, they have a lot of practice with real guns, whether it's shooting it out in their backyard or shooting small animals or something of that sort.
Just studying them, yeah.
Yeah, they have actual time and experience with the weapons, the real weapons. And I'm sorry, but picking up an energy beam sword in Halo doesn't make me want to go slash people.
And if you did, like, just playing Halo, you can't.
I wouldn't know how to fence with somebody, you know?
Yeah, you're not just gonna be able to jump in there and be like, yeah, well, guess what? Guess what I could do? Boom, 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 and draw your name with bullets on a piece of paper.
Right.
It doesn't work like that. I mean, it does take certain skill.
I have 300 hours on Red Dead Redemption.
And I don't know how to ride a horse.
Zach, you were pretty upset over the Universal canceling the Hunt movie, because that one, I know that I saw you comment on that personally.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just thought it was stupid. Like, I mean, there's already been concepts of that same concept, but I just think it's stupid to cancel a movie over any sort of mass shooting that's happened. Like, I mean, yeah, I commented. I'm like, I remember posting a comment on Facebook. I said, hey, we're Universal. We released the Purge series about all crimes being illegal in 24 hours, including murder. Hey, we're also Universal. We're canceling the Hunt because of a mass shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, art is dead.
I found that highly hypocritical. That that was the first thing that popped into my head whenever I read that news article was, didn't you guys release the Purge franchise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
that's outside of video games.
My big thing with ESPN, and it's another, like you just said, it's outside of video games. It's like, man, you're going to cancel an esports tournament where you have jetpacks and like magic sodas and stuff like with Fortnite and all that crap, but you're still going to broadcast like UFC fights and like people legitimately wailing on each other into pulp. But
or ESPN, what about their archery series where they're, you know, the sharpshooter series where they have people shooting skee balls with guns?
Yeah.
Like that's man, everything you need to learn about shooting right there.
Yeah, like shooting is an Olympic thing. Like the people that ski and then they take a break from skiing and do the rifle thing. Like I've never played SSX and been like, oh man, I need a gun.
Now we got to cancel the Olympics.
Yeah, I know.
Hashtag stop the Olympics.
Tweeting that right now.
People drown sometimes. We should cancel Olympic swimming and stuff like that.
No, we should cancel water.
Yeah. We should just like make it all dry up in the ocean.
Yeah. But this just feels like it's just like everything else. You're gonna try to appeal to the masses by punishing the masses for the actions of the few, and it's literally in every situation of anything. Like, oh, you know, it's like Delta Airlines with the service animals. Like a few people, actually a lot of people, screwed it up by bringing on non-service animals onto their planes, and now the guy that has a seizure dog can't fly with them.
Hey, first of all, that is my comfort koala, and you will not separate me.
Oh, that's good. Need my koala. Man, it's just crazy that we have to find a scapegoat and can't dig into the actual root of the problems. That everything just wants to blame something else, but we don't actually want to fix issues or figure out what's actually going on with people.
Yeah.
Guns never did anything to anyone.
No, and I'm completely on that side. I'm not trying to say that guns are bad. I know that that's a nerve with Zach, I think, but it's just the people that have access to them and can use them and can just get one through the mail and be like fucking crazy. And
I don't care if people have guns. I just don't think like we need like
Round magazines
automatic
being sold to the citizens.
no, yeah, and I know the Second Amendment gets thrown around, but shit, when that was written, it was a one-shot barrel load musket loader. Pack your powder.
It wasn't meant for somebody to have, you know, a minigun set up mounted to the roof of their truck.
Yeah, no, I've got a pistol and I've got a shotgun, and I'm happy with that. I don't need a rifle. But
yeah, I know. I mean, I'm the same way. I want everybody. If you feel the need to have a handgun on you for your personal protection, I am 100% for that. There are times in everyone's life where you need protection because you have to put yourself in a situation that you really don't want to be in, and you know it's going to be a dangerous situation, and it can help you get through that moment, knowing that if the worst of the worst were to happen right now, you have something. And I want everybody to feel that safe in their own space, you know. But there is absolutely never, ever, ever a time in anyone's life where they need a fully automatic gun that can shoot 100 rounds in less than 32 seconds and claim that it was for self-defense.
what's funny too is like those assault rifles, like the AR-15s and stuff, and they're like, oh, it's for hunting. You ask any hunter, that is not the gun to kill a deer.
I actually saw a guy here at the protest at the Capitol who was holding up a sign that said, I'm a 30-year Republican. I own 2 shotguns, 2 pistols, and 2 hunting rifles. And I have never had a need for a fully automatic weapon for hunting.
Yeah. Unless you're hunting bear, then I could see it.
We'll light this fucking bear up.
But then at that point, just bring a fucking grenade, I guess.
Right. All right. That was good stuff. Good stuff indeed. I think we got good issue on that. Basically, violence in video games doesn't cause mass shootings. That's basically what we're saying.
Violence is not linked to video games, period.
Correct.
Yeah, I think in the last psychological study that was shown that video games actually have a tendency to make violent people less violent because
it's an outlet. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean,
like I go around on free roam and Grand Theft Auto and kill everybody, but this doesn't make me want to go out there and kill real people.
I love the memes that have been like, video games cause violence, and then it's like me reloading my last save because my dialogue option made the NPC sad.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, guys. We're going to move into our notable releases. And each week we pick out at least one, maybe two releases that are coming out this next week. And we tell you if you should, such as movies. And we tell you if you should go see it in theaters. Each one of us will say if you should go see it in theaters, Super Tuesday it, wait for DVD, or just going to skip it altogether. And this week we're talking about Good Boys, the latest comedy from Seth Rogen. And basically it's Superbad meets middle school kids.
Meets Stand By Me.
Basically. That's good.
So it's just current middle school kids, it sounds like.
Yeah.
It's Stand By Me, but this time instead of a cadaver, it's a sex doll.
Yeah, it's like if they remade Stand By Me now for the shock value of like, oh, kids are cussing, they'd have to use like second graders.
This is very accurate. Oh man. So anyway, we'll start with Zach. Zach, you want to talk a little about the movie, and if you're gonna, well, obviously you're gonna see it because you have Regal Unlimited, and you said you're gonna see it tonight.
I think it's tonight. Regal Unlimited, starting at $18 a month.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. I think it'll be funny. I think like I was telling Nick earlier, like I think Seth Rogen only made this movie because he thought it was hysterical that the kids making this movie can't legally watch the movie.
Yeah.
Which he even made that skit about it with the advertisement. Yeah, I mean, it seems like Superbad's like one of my favorite comedies. If it's anything like Superbad, I'm sure I'll love it. I know some people are kind of bitching about it because it's like 12-year-olds, but I don't know. I'll probably find it funny. So,
so if you didn't have Regal Unlimited, would you see it anyways?
Yes, I'd see it without Regal Unlimited.
Cool. Jeremiah, you were saying something?
I was just saying I have two questions for this movie. Number one, like I always wonder when I see movies like this, like how does your parent brag about your kid being in a movie like this? Like, oh my God, look at little Timmy, and he's just like, suck my cock, and it's like, that's my son up there on screen screaming about fellatio. But so that always cracks me. Yeah, and that's kind of how I go into these types of movies. Is just it's so much funnier to me to wonder the real world aspects of like this kid, like what if this ends up he's that got the chance to go to law school, and it's like, well, you're perfect on all your records and your scores and your character is great, but there's this movie you did as a kid where you said penis like 1,000 times, and so then they have to deny him Harvard because of something like that. And then number two is I want to know where this falls in our previous discussion of like, where does this movie land in the Seth Rogen saga that leads up to, you know, how they're somehow tied to every movie with the interview, and then the one with where he was the other journalist. Like, where is this in his life at that point?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Of course, we'll have to wait to the movie to figure that out.
That's true. Yeah.
Just
Maybe
think
this
of
is
the live action South Park or something like that.
This is the original. This is the original. This is the first movie, and this is them as kids.
Yeah. So, but it looks funny. I'm probably gonna see it. I don't know if I'll. Well, I don't know. I got the inside connections now. I might just go see it for free.
What?
Now that I'm working at Regal.
I got to watch their interview on Late Show with Stephen Colbert, the three kids and everything, and it was actually like really interesting to find out the kids were talking about like the first time that they did different things and stuff like that, like the first kiss, and all the kids like, no, I've never had a first kiss, and the other one was like, my first kiss was in this movie. And what was really funny to me is like he was like, so when was the first time you swore in front of your parents? And like, all of them were like, we don't curse. Like, I would be in so much trouble if I was ever. He's like, but you curse in the movie. He's like, that's a free pass. We're getting paid. He's like, but I would never curse in front of my mama. I would be grounded for weeks. And it's like these kids are actually like really good kids, and it's weird seeing them because they're at the Colbert Report or the Late Show with Colbert. They're like the nicest kids in the world.
I guess so. I guess the parents are walking with a limp from how heavy their wallets are, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll give them a free pass for this one."
Oh, nice. So, Ronnie, you going to see the movie or?
It's one of those ones like I don't really have a reason to go see it by myself, but if I had a friend.
Well, what about your karaoke buddy you just told us about? Invite him.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he can see with that blood blister in his eye right now. But it's possible I could go see it, but it's one of those ones like I wouldn't want to go see by myself. I'd want to go see with somebody.
That's fair. I'm like that with a lot of comedies.
If you're listening to this, I need a girlfriend.
Not desperate.
Walks on the beaches. I love to crochet. Great with pets.
And I don't have wiener germs.
And I don't have wiener germs.
I don't have wiener germs.
Oh, God.
Animals are cool. I like animals.
God, if I was still single and like had the chance to have a one night stand, I'd be like, right before we got hot and heavy, I'd seriously look her in the eyes, like with narrowed vision, and be like, "You got wiener germs, girl?" Like, before we go any further, you got them wiener germs?
Like make a Tinder, and the only thing on the info says, "I don't have wiener germs." That's it. Don't say anything else. Just put a picture. I don't have wiener germs.
It's just you in a tub full of Purell. That's your photo.
Oh my God. I did life wrong up until now. All right. Well, I definitely want to see this movie too. Superbad is one of my favorite comedies as well. So big surprise there. But yeah, I really think this will be good. I'm wondering if the next movie they'll make after this, like 5-10 years down the road, is going to be just like babies cussing and stuff.
It'll be their
just
animated.
Going down.
Yeah, Seth
like
Rogen's going to do
preschoolers.
the Rugrats.
Yeah, he's going to do Rugrats, but
Yeah.
you know, be like cousin and stuff, and be like, I don't know. Chucky would be like, "Damn it, come on, Tommy, get the fuck out of here." I don't know. That'd be kind of cool. Now I want to see a Seth Rogen Rugrat movie. It's the world I want to live in. But yeah, okay, good boys. Definitely go see that in theaters August 16th. Which, if you're listening to this podcast, you're probably already. It's probably already then. I mean, because put this out on Thursday, so you can technically go see it tonight. Let's talk trailers, though. What?
What?
Did someone say something? That someone said Yu-Gi-Oh! For some reason. I don't know why.
I said, yeah. I was agreeing that you could go see it tonight.
If you have,
I don't know why I thought you
Unlimited,
said Yu-Gi-Oh!
starting at $18 a month.
Okay, let's get into some trailers. The first one is Carnival Row. Who wants to talk about this one first?
I will. I'll knock it out. I've only seen the trailer version of like the commercials that they air on TV, but it looks interesting, but like maybe not enough to get me fully devoted to it. I don't know. I was just I thought of that Will Smith movie, Bright, and I was like, is this an older take on that, where it's like, oh, fairies and stuff exist, and it's just in the world. It looks like it's going to become a romantic show and not a romantic drama versus a mystery drama like they're trying to promote it, but I don't really have an interest in it. Am I talking about the right thing?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Fairies and shit. And
Yeah.
I kind of saw it as like a Sherlock Holmes meets Bright.
Yeah, I could see that, but yeah, I don't. From the way the first the trailer stuff commercials that I've seen, I just don't think it's going to be as Sherlocky or Brighty as I think, and I think it's going to divulge into a romance drama story.
Already got renewed for season 2.
It's already been renewed for season 2.
Yeah. From what what I had read about it and stuff is like they're kind of like gonna also focus on the current political atmosphere of the immigrants situation. Like they're trying to there's also kind of like a segregation going on, and they're trying to get them to coexist, so it's kind of being labeled as hate crimes kind of thing. Like they're incorporating like a lot of the harshest political atmosphere that's going on into it. But this is one that like I'm gonna at least try to watch it because it looks like it could be interesting, but I'll have to make my decision after a couple of episodes. I'm gonna at least try it though.
Give it the old college try.
Doesn't it have Orlando Bloom in it?
It
Yes.
does. It also has Cara Delevingne.
Okay.
You know who Cara? She's from. She played June in Suicide Squad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She played Enchantress?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. Very, 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 very pretty actress.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I didn't watch the trailer.
Oh, wait, hold up. What's up with today? Am I actually the one prepared?
I just forgot to watch the trailer. I thought I had already watched it.
Oh.
And then Jeremiah started talking about it, and I was like, I didn't watch this trailer. I guess I watched another trailer, and I thought I watched this one.
Wait, fairies?
I watched it while I was on mute. Why couldn't you have done that?
Oh, I was watching the Honey Boy trailer when I was on mute.
Me too. I watched both trailers on mute.
Are we moving on to Honey Boy?
Let's do that. I'll talk about Honey Boy.
I don't want to watch it at all.
I do want to watch it. Is it made by Amazon Studios? It says. Is that like the Amazon but it's coming to theaters?
Amazon Studios is Amazon's thing. Like everything, all Amazon originals are labeled as Amazon Studio.
So it's made by them, but coming to theaters.
Is it coming to theaters?
It says that.
Yeah, I think they've already had a couple in theaters.
Who keeps unplugging their mouse?
I didn't know what that noise was either.
Me neither.
That's the USB noise for disconnect.
Wow,
So-
you know a lot about noises. Wow.
So if you don't know what Honey Boy is, it's basically like a what's a word for it? Like a more exaggerated tale of Shia LaBeouf's rise to fame and journey to rehab and stuff. I like Shia LaBeouf.
His rise to Stevens.
I'm not a huge fan of Shia LaBeouf.
Hey, even Stevens was the shit back in the day, alright?
I think it would be interesting at least. Just do it. Do it.
What's that? I don't get that reference.
It's kind of like Shia LaBeouf. It's Shia LaBeouf's 8 Mile is what
No,
it is.
yeah, sounds like it. Also, I got that reference. I just wanted to ruin your joke.
And Shia LaBeouf plays his dad in the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be interesting. I don't know. Now that I think more about it, I don't know.
It sounded interesting at first, but once I realized that it was, Shia LaBeouf, I was like, nah.
I realized.
I don't know. I'm slowly being talked out of it without being talked about out of it.
Ryan says he hates Shia LaBeouf, so that means I do too.
That's exactly what just happened.
I am the guy to emulate in life, so.
I don't know.
Ryan,
I don't know. I'll probably still give it a view. Or at least try to watch it.
alright,
Give it 30 minutes. Did you watch it, Zach? The trailer? What did you think? You gonna watch it or not?
alright, I'll probably watch it.
You watch everything, though.
So,
Yeah, Regal Unlimited, $18 a month.
I've hated Shia LaBeouf ever since the I don't know if you guys know about this thing. Like, he kept taunting the online group known as Anonymous, and he kept getting harassed by them because he was harassing them. And he did this thing where he put a flag up somewhere and had a live feed on the flag that he had up. And because of the tracking of the shadows throughout the day, they were able to pinpoint it down to GPS location by just by watching the shadows on the time of day. And somebody found the flag.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Yeah, and like I've just always hated him because he seems like the kind of person who instigates a fight, and then whenever he gets his ass whooped, is like, I didn't do anything. It's like,
Did you crawl in a tunnel?
did I crawl in the tunnel?
Is that just on my end?
No.
Hold on, I'll leave the call and retard.
Cool. That was weird. Okay, so he doesn't like Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah,
Got it. Okay. I don't know why he sounded like he crawled in a tunnel.
I know.
Jeremiah, you're just gonna pass that?
I'm just passing on this one. I'm not in any way interested in it.
Let's see.
Fuck
Cool.
you, Jeremiah. Shia LaBeouf is the best.
It's nothing wrong with Shia LaBeouf. I'm just not interested in the story.
Yeah. Zach?
Well, would you be interested in my life story movie?
Maybe.
Your last story probably could make a good movie.
I mean, 30 minutes of the movie would just be you in a van eating pork and beans straight out of the can.
Whatever, man. At least I don't pay fucking rent.
Yes.
Gotcha there.
And because you don't pay rent, you have to go into Starbucks to go pee.
That's not true.
I pee in my bottle. Thank you.
Yeah, he peed in his van earlier.
I don't want to know any more about this.
No, you do. You're the one that started talking about it.
No, this is why I'm not gonna go watch the Zach Bandit movie.
And I shit in a bucket.
No, you're going to play Zach in the movie.
Oh,
Zach
man.
can't play himself in the movie.
Well, Jeremiah's gonna play me because he's closest to my handsome.
You just can't have Jeremiah play everything.
That's
I
an
know. It's
insult.
getting rough, guys.
That's an insult to Jeremiah.
Pretty bad.
Ryan, you're way too attractive to play me.
Ryan, you're not attractive at all. Sorry.
Okay, moving on. The last trailer is the 13 Reasons Why Season 3 trailer. I know Zach has seen the other 2 seasons. Either of you two, Ryan or Jeremiah, watched 13 Reasons Why?
I watched
No.
the first season, and I thought it was good, but it wasn't good enough for me to keep up with it. So
I just recently watched the first two seasons. Me and Lacey did over the summer.
I don't even know the premise of the show.
Well, each season's a little different.
I figured that there were some reasons, and they
Probably
explained
13 of them.
and round about 13 of those reasons.
There's only 13 reasons in the first season.
Yeah, and the second season has nothing to do with any type of reasons. Basically, in the first season, it's a girl has killed herself, and she makes tapes before she kills herself, and for each person that basically wronged her in a way, and each episode is one of the tapes her person about talking about how the person wronged her.
Cool. Now I don't have to watch it.
It's a good mystery. Suspenseful.
Yeah, just wasn't enough to keep me going with it. So
The second season's completely different. Zach doesn't.
Jeremiah gave up on the third reason why.
Right.
There's 10 more of these.
No, I actually really enjoyed it more than I thought it was. I'm in some type of mood of watching mystery things, and I really liked this. I really liked it. The second one too, and then the third season trailer looks like it's going to be better than the other two seasons. So I'm really excited for it, personally.
If there's 13 episodes per season, and we've had 2 seasons come out so far, doesn't that technically make it 26 reasons why?
No.
well, no, because each person has 13 reasons. I
Oh,
think
that
I don't
means
know.
after
I stopped
13
after season
seasons.
1, so
I guess they just named that show the show for the first season because the second season doesn't actually have anything to do with 13 Reasons Why. It's just the show's name at that point.
And the first season is based off a book because it's based off a book, but the future seasons are just original content. I think.
Yeah.
And the
kind of like Game of Thrones.
sure.
Yeah, sure. But anyways, the third season's coming out next Friday on Netflix, and it just got renewed for a fourth season, which will be its last season, which I guess will be coming out next year. So,
And that'll be the fall of the Night's Watch.
right. Is this a Game of Thrones reference?
Yeah, I said in season 3 we're finally getting dragons.
I see.
Yeah.
I gave up on Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones was actually good.
Nope. After I watched the first season, I hated it.
I hated it after the first season too, but I kept watching.
And it just bored me. But anyways, Zach, did you watch the trailer?
Yeah,
What'd you think about it?
it looked alright.
Awesome. I love your nuggets of wisdom.
I mean, I'm excited, but I know it's like you told me that it's planned for 4 seasons, so I'm just interested to see how the whole story ends.
Yeah. I'm just glad that they actually are going to have a show on Netflix that doesn't get canceled prematurely, and they can actually plan out their show to end well. So, because a lot of Netflix shows end with cliffhangers and stuff. But, yeah. All right, let's get into some news. We good for that?
Yeah. Our overlord Mickey has made some announcements.
Yes, he has. And the first announcement is that Disney Plus is going to be bundled with Hulu and ESPN Plus for $12.99 a month. I was pretty excited about that.
Can I get a discount if I don't want ESPN?
Well, I mean, I'm sure they'll have like a bundle where you can they've already said that you can get a add-on for Hulu for Disney Plus. You can get a Disney Plus add-on for Hulu,
Yeah.
but you're literally you pay $1 more, I think, or something probably. I don't know what the price is for the Disney Plus and Hulu together.
Sorry, I don't know if y'all noticed I was gone. The utility people came knocking and asked me to move my car. Apologies.
Oh no, didn't even notice you were gone.
Awesome. Well, I was.
I just thought you weren't talking about 13 Reasons Why. So.
Oh no, had to go deal with the real world.
Oh God, real world. Road rules. Which is basically what you just dealt with.
Yeah.
You did move your car.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. Cool. So it's how much is that? I said it was $12.99. I already pay $11.99 for Hulu because I got the no commercial plan, and so Zach sent over that news whenever we were at Disney World, and I was like, huh, and we were on a bus, and Lacey said, "What you say, huh, for?" And so I told her, and she's like, "Oh, it's only $1 more." So I was like, "Yeah, but I mean, we have to have commercials with Hulu now." She's like, "Who cares? We're getting Disney Plus and ESPN Plus." So Lacey watches football, so made sense. I wasn't gonna get Disney Plus. I was just gonna mooch off of Zach for Disney Plus, but now I'm just gonna get them. Yep.
Good story.
Zach, are you interested in this bundle?
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably get it depending. I mean, I guess it depends on how much it'll be just to add Disney Plus to the Hulu bundle. Like, if that's cheaper than the ESPN, then I'll probably just do that. But
That's what I'm waiting on because I don't care too much about the ESPN part. So
I don't care. It's weird that none of us really care about that. The only reason I'm getting the ESPN bundle is because my wife cares, which is really weird.
She wants that. She wants that Arkansas football.
Yeah, she likes football and Dallas Cowboys.
called soccer, right?
It's because Lacey's the man in the relationship.
Apparently, she's the man in all of our relationship. All four of us don't give a shit about it. Which, I don't know what the price is going to be for. I don't really like going to Hulu with commercials. Especially because I've been watching it without commercials.
See, I still have it with ads, so it wouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah, I don't really care. I just like ignore the ad and do shit on my phone while I'm going. So, just whatever.
Yeah.
And speaking of Disney Plus, they've announced that they're going to be taking a lot of the Fox properties and making shows out of them.
Yeah, they announced that Home Alone and Night at the Museum, Cheaper by the Dozen, and Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I didn't really care about the last one, but I'm really interested on how they're going to do I guess Cheaper by the Dozen I really don't care either. I'm wondering how they're going to do a Home Alone series.
It's just going to constantly be some little kid pulling pranks on robbers.
I mean, because it makes sense as a movie, but I just don't.
It's just gonna be a sitcom style Disney Channel original show where it's just like this kid is always home alone and it's like the same burglars, like I don't know, some random burglars like Bolton stole from Power Rangers or something.
I was thinking exactly them too.
Every episode they try to take this kid and
And every episode they fail. It's like Roadrunner and fucking Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah. Every episode the guys wind up in jail, and then every next episode they're back out.
it's a revolving door, like Arkham
And this
Asylum.
time, it would make more sense if it's just like while the parents are at work or something. Maybe I don't know.
Is a kid just not telling them if they're at work? They just get home. How was your day? It was fine. Anything exciting happen? Nah.
I mean, would you want to tell your mom and dad that you're constantly having to beat up people trying to break into your house?
Yeah. I mean, I think I'd tell them, so I'd stop doing that.
Guys, we are 5 seasons into this show. Can you guys seriously stop leaving me home alone?
That was just the one weird one. And then I guess not at the museum is that can easily. I guess that can easily be done. I wonder if Ben Stiller will be involved in that.
I feel like they're going to take that in an educational direction.
Yeah, I'd
where
be more interested in a show about the artifacts than someone with them.
yeah, that it's going to be like the artifacts coming alive and telling their stories kind of thing. And maybe it might be like a good history lesson, kind of like a Carmen Sandiego or something of that nature. I think that if they went that direction with it, it would be a good show, at least for kids.
So really, they would only be in the museum for like the first couple minutes of the episode, and then it would be like, this is who we ran into today. It's Julius Caesar, and then Caesar tells a story about Julius
like
Caesar.
Whatever the that pendant is that brings the things to life is like on a national tour to different museums, and like they focus on something that's at actual museums and give a history lesson on it. That'd be cool. I'd watch that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Kind of like the History Channel for kids.
Interesting. That would be pretty good. Cheaper by the dozen. I really didn't care. Really.
No, not too much. I watched the first movie when I was younger and enjoyed it, but then I stopped caring as I got older. So.
All right.
I feel like Night at the Museum though would be better as like a cartoon or something.
Cheaper by the dozen. That was the Steve Martin movies, right?
Yeah. With like 12 kids.
Okay.
Yeah, which was, I think those were a remake too, wasn't it? Like the first one was a remake. It was a reboot, something.
Might have been.
I think they were, yeah.
Not really for certain, but I mean, that wouldn't even be a real hard thing to do because you can easily make a sitcom out of that. That's probably the easiest one. Because I mean, it would just be like
kid humor, yeah. Kid
humor. I mean, it's basically like any other sitcom that's on ABC or NBC or CBS or whatever, except instead of like a couple kids, it's 12 kids.
Yeah, it's like doubling or 12ing down on the cute girl from like Full House.
What was that one show that focused on that like super religious family? And
from Arkansas?
No, not that. It wasn't like a reality show. It was a
sitcom?
No, it was kind of like a dramedy.
Oh, are you talking about Modern Family?
No. I can't remember the name of it. It'll come to me later, but
I'm trying to think. Super religious. I can't think of one.
Oh yeah, I forgot you said super religious.
The family was. It had strong Christian undertones.
I
can't remember the name of it.
Can't remember either.
Seventh Heaven.
That's it. That's the one I'm talking about.
Is that it?
That was it.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
That's a good guess.
Thanks, man.
I mean, you just went with the obvious choice there.
Yeah.
But
I knew it had a number in the title. I just couldn't remember it.
You just went, religious. Heaven is the most religious thing I could think of.
Oh, I'll be right back. I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket.
Wow. Did Zach die on us?
I don't know.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid, I could care less about, so I don't even think we should even talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm sure my kids will be excited about that, though.
So
This like whole list of shows was something that's like I do not care about at all. But it's like, man, 10 years from now, when little baby is 10, it's gonna be a whole new thing for me.
Right. But speaking of shows and Disney, because we can talk about Disney, they own Marvel, and then we move it on to Sony Marvel shows.
what a fucking segue.
They don't call me the mall cop for nothing. So they're making TV shows. They have a Sony's Marvel TV universe, which is going to have some Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse spin-offs for shows that they've already said they're making animated stuff. But now they're saying that they're going to include some live-action shows. So I don't think I don't think anything's been confirmed as far as
Sony did something with the Marvel properties that they still own.
Yeah, because I read on there, and apparently they have access to like 120 something different characters at least.
Wow.
Yeah, that they're just not doing anything with. So my question is, as I said, nothing's actually been said of what they're doing, but I'm asking what kind of live action Sony Marvel show would you like to see? So I'm gonna start with Zach because his microphone's muted and I want him to unmute it. And he's not gonna unmute it. He's just refusing. Okay, Ryan.
What I would like to see is they have a lot of characters, and Sony, all the characters that Sony owns are all characters that are intertwined. Like all of them have storyline connections with each other. And it would be interesting to finally see some live action versions of some of the characters that Sony owns that have never had live action renditions of. Sony owns a lot of the Spider-Man connected characters, and there's so many characters within just the Spider-Man storylines that have really interesting stories, but there's gosh, what is it? All of the villains that are connected to the Kingpin, pretty much. You have a whole bunch of villains that have never gotten a spotlight, and it'd be nice to see Sony taking the lead on some of those characters instead of handing it off to like the Netflix Marvel shows that have been going on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of specifics, but at the moment, because I don't know which one Sony owns and which one they don't, it's kind of hard to.
It's also kind of confusing because I mean, Kingpin, which some of us may think is a Spider-Man villain, but it's Daredevil villain, and he's been used by Marvel. So, does Sony still have access to him? Do they not have access to him? I thought Taskmaster was for sure would be Spider-Man related, but that's getting in the Black Widow movie. So, I mean, it's really having to see what they have access to. I mean, who knows? But yeah, I get what you're saying, though. But there's so many Spider-Verse characters that they could do.
My big one is Venom. Like, I think that Venom would do better as a episodic series than the movie that came out.
Unfortunate thing about that is
that what is happening?
Darth Vader. Anyways, is that Venom 2 is being greenlit and it's being directed by Andy Serkis. So
Yeah, I know. So they've already established that it's in a movie film world or whatever, but man, it could be so much better as a series, I think. With like, I don't know, if they did it like any other type of ABC, NBC, that type of show of where each week is a different case or something that Venom has to solve, but he does it in his own dark, brutal way where he eats the bad guy or something.
yeah, you could have so many different symbiotes on the show as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have Scream, Ruin, that's just some of the ones that I can remember.
Whatever the red one is.
Carnage.
Carnage, yeah.
But yeah, like just a symbiote show in general would be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean that could even be the title, symbiote, and I mean it'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would be good.
Could be how they spin it off and bring Tom Hardy like as the like they've done with a couple things like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff. Like they talk about the guy that's in the movie, but then they've got their own thing going on.
Right. Yeah. Right. For me, of course, I mean, I don't know who all they have access to, so I'm just going to do spin-off of a Spider-Man, which Spider-Man's in the movies, but another good thing, I think, character to be used would be the Scarlet Spider, Ben Reilly, who is a clone of Peter Parker. And I think that would be good because it would be a good story. It could even just the first episode could, like the first bit of it could be, it's basically you could see throughout flashbacks through the whole series of how the clone came to be and stuff like that. And it would have the Jackal and stuff. So it's really like a clone conspiracy show.
Oh yeah.
And so I mean, I think that would Zach Bandit left.
I think that a really good concept idea that they could do would be to follow Peter Parker's mother and father, because there was actually a comic book series dedicated to the history of them two and their scientific discoveries and stuff like that, and that could actually be a good series that I would watch.
Oh, I just thought of something good too. Zach, are you still here? You came back
again. I think a traffic cop asked him to move his house.
Gargling noise was somebody strangling him.
I'm having a sneezing fit, so I'm on and off on the mute. So sorry.
Yeah, you're all good. Zach, you got any Sony Marvel show?
I don't know. I guess I'll just have to wait and see because we're so far away probably from that.
I just thought of a really good one, Black Cat.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It would be you wouldn't see. It would be a far away from Spider-Man. It's not like a clone of Spider-Man or anything like Spider-Man. It would be different. And it's an anti-hero that hasn't been done in film or anything like that.
Especially if Black Cat took on what's the company name from the game? The girl with the white hair.
The Sable.
Sable. I kept thinking Saber. Like if she had to do something with that, that'd be cool.
Yeah, you could also do like the event. Like you could follow Kraven and.
Well, they're making a Kraven movie.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
But you could also do a Sinister Six show.
True.
That I think that would actually catch the attention of the audience.
What if you did it a different instead of just Sinister Six? What if you did it, but it was like obscure villains? What do they call Superior Society or whatever it's called currently?
I would like a almost a school day comedy about the other kids at the school for the exceptionally gifted in the X-Men universe, Like, where's the mutant that like can just make his hands grow for no reason or something? Like, that'd be a good comedy series.
I would like to see a show that was similar to the style of the New Adventures of Superman, Lois and Clark, but it's just the Adventures of Aunt May.
What if they
It's
did
like her going to the grocery
what if-
store.
what if they did a live action show like Breaking Bad or Sons of Anarchy, where it's like not the heroes but like the gangs and stuff, and they have like the
Like
mafia
Hammerhead.
stuff like that. Yeah,
Oh,
people
even
working for
better.
them.
A series that follows the henchmen and how they, like, how did you come to work for Kingpin?
Like in the style of The Office.
Yeah, like the poor henchmen that just get like freaking wiped out. They're just like, well, we lost Tim today. He had a bad run-in on a heist where Spider-Man showed up.
Scorpion got really mad and just right there
Yeah,
stung him right in the heart.
yeah,
Took him
because
out.
I mean, it never
Punisher
shows their
blew off
reaction.
4 Robbie's heads a day.
That would be really funny. The henchman.
Can we trademark that and just make a show like
Yeah,
that?
and instead of The Office, it's called The Hideout.
I think we just came up with our next web series we're going to start writing, The Henchman.
So yeah.
That's just going to be obscure characters. They won't be like actual trademarked characters. They'll be ones that we just make up.
Yeah.
We'll make up villains they work for and stuff too. But
Oh,
then we
God.
play off as like major villains.
Oh, that'd be great.
The
All right.
Henchman. Zach, can you write this down? No one steal our ideas. This is trademarked.
Yeah.
Trademark
If you
and
steal our
sponsor.
idea, we have proof that we came up with it first on this recording. So
There we go.
Ah.
This episode was recorded August 15th, 2019. Timestamp.
Just let everybody know on Writer's Duet, there'll now be a document called The Henchman if you want to add to it.
Yeah.
And think of a character, add to it, and then we'll start writing the episodes.
They stole our idea.
Or hell, everybody write their own episode. I mean, let's do this.
I'm totally down for this idea now.
Yeah.
The Henchman. This is The Henchmen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It's like almost like a story. This is just like great. It's like a group of henchmen.
I just thought of that lady that we dealt with last night when you said, this is the henchmen, right? Like, did you just spell it? Like, Johnson.
Henchmen. Oh my God! What's next on the notes, Ryan?
Halo has announced their a series coming to Showtime.
Well, they've already announced that.
And they have now announced who will be playing certain characters. And Halsey has been cast as Cortana. And
No,
Wait,
Halsey
what
is.
did you-
No, Halsey hasn't been cast as Cortana. I'm
Oh.
saying that.
You're thinking of the singer, aren't you? Did you really think the singer Halsey just got cast as Cortana?
hey, that'd be cool.
Somebody got cast to play Dr. Halsey.
Dr.
and-
Halsey. Oh,
Also, as they are cast as also as Cortana because
Because they're
Cortana's
the
based.
same.
They're
Yeah.
the same person. It was another Spartan that got cast like
I'm
Spartan.
not watching the show
He's
unless
out. He's over there deleting tweets. Congrats, Halsey. Congrats, at Halsey.
So glad you're gonna be Cortana the Halo show. They're joining. What's the guy's name playing Master Chief? Pablo Ryder, whatever. I think he's
Yeah.
from Orange Is the New Black or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, but a controversy is besides the casting is that this show may be showing Master Chief's face, and we actually had a guy kind of blow up about this on our Facebook page whenever I posted this. I said, "Oh God, when I posted that thing, I said I can hear the hate coming in from Twitter now, and people were hating on it on Twitter." But then the guy who's on Zach's Facebook, he actually commented on the thing, and he was like, he was really against. I don't remember what he said, but he was really against it. But to be honest with you, it seems by looking at Zach's Facebook, he's against everything in the world. But he was really against this Halo show showing Master Chief's face. Oh, because he said now they have to show it in the game, the next game. And I was like, I don't know what that has to do with the same thing. It's not really connected, but okay. Is this a controversy though? Is this a big deal to you?
22 minutes of every episode is just going to be some guy running around using a shotgun on Flood.
I'm really interested in seeing this show.
I mean, the whole face thing has always been a controversy. They purposely started the controversy with the last cutscene of Halo 1, where the camera cuts to black as he's taking his helmet off, and then people were mad. They were like, maybe in Halo 2 we'll get to see it, and then they didn't, obviously, and then they're like, maybe in Halo 3, and then they didn't, and then we got a pretty good idea in Halo 4, because you could see his eyes, like the close split frame at the very end there. But Master Chief has always been the faceless hero, and I'm at the point where I don't care what they do as long as the rest of the show's good. I don't care.
It's because in your heart, you're Master Chief.
Well, you know what he looks like. I mean, it's if you read the books, the book The Fall of Reach, like they describe what he looks like as a kid. So
yeah.
I don't see the big deal about him showing it in the Showtime show. I mean, it's an actor. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, that you
right. It's not like they're going to
see...
suddenly. That's not the guy from the games. No matter what you think or how it's portrayed, like that's not the Master Chief from the games. That's an actor.
Yeah, and from what I've read, they've been given permission to develop their own sub storylines. So, like, there's going to be a lot of original stories that were never in the games. So, it's
there's a couple of different Spartans. I mean, like there's Spartan 66 who just got cast. Some guy from the show Fargo got cast that role. There's another Spartan 143. It's some girl Spartan that's going to be around Master Chief all the time. These aren't Spartans that are in the games.
Yeah, it's not Fred, Kelly, and Linda. It's not any of those. It's So I guess what I can assume though is that this show must take place before Reach.
I'm not really for certain on the logistics of
how non or pure canon they might be or might not be.
There were some Spartans that weren't on Reach.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct. Quite a few of them. I don't know, to be honest with you, Jeremiah. I don't know that information, and I didn't look it up to know where it's going to fall.
I think they're purposely withholding it. So,
yeah. All I know is that it's finally happening. So that's all I care about.
I mean, I might have to get Showtime, or at least the Showtime edition, to my Hulu to watch it.
The prior live action Halo things that have come out so far have been remotely decent, but they just...
Oh, I loved Forward Unto Dawn. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Forward Unto Dawn was great. Fantastic. So, I mean, I'm sure it's going to be good. And it's a Showtime show, so the quality's going to be good. So,
yeah. See some Spartan boobs, because it's Showtime.
Showtime.
They're just like rock hard muscle boobs.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
I never said anything was wrong with it. I was just stating my opinion.
Jeez. They're gonna have to cast people like Ronda Rousey and stuff.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big thing. Like you can't cast a super hottie to be a Spartan. You just can't. You got to
Wait, are
cast someone
Are you
who's.
saying Ralsei's not hot?
I'm not. No, she's not a super hottie. She's like a tough hottie.
Ronda Rousey would kick your ass for that.
But
Yeah.
would she though?
Armbar. Would she though? I don't know. Maybe.
Look, if anything video games have ever taught me, I've got 1,000 rounds of ammunition and a assault rifle for anyone that wants to come after me.
That's
So
right.
Thanks.
He's played a lot of video games, so he could take on Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
We just said that there is no correlation. God damn it.
That's called a flashback. No, it's not. It's what's the opposite of foreshadowing?
Backshadowing?
I guess.
Backtracking.
Just play a lot of UFC.
Callback, motherfucker. Callback.
Yeah, come back.
I beat Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I can take Ronda Rousey. Put that on record.
I'm gonna contact Ronda Rousey's media team and have this worked out.
I mean, if you get that happen, I don't think that Jeremiah's going to be too upset about it because, I mean,
Yeah, I'd be getting the shit kicked out of me just laying on the mat, just being like, "Oh my god, it's Ronda Rousey!" And then I'd turn
think of the exposure we're going to get from that.
Oh my God.
People are going to be listening to the Good Stuff podcast just because this dude got beat the hell up by Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, and then it gets turned bad. It's like Ronda Rousey beats up a 26-year-old mentally handicapped man who thought he could take her because he played video games.
Oh, please.
We just need to have a show called Jeremiah Fights Celebrities.
I'd do it.
Hey, we got enough shows going on right now, okay? Let's be worried about the henchman.
Episode 2, Jeremiah versus Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
And I'm just like, the whole fight is just me standing there going like, I mean, can I really hit her? Can I? I mean, can I?
Episode 3, Jeremiah versus Betty White.
And I'm just like, all right, I'm literally fighting someone who's been here before God, so I can't. That's a celestial being I can't take.
That's the excuse you're going to give, but she's going to beat your ass anyway because she's Betty
She
White.
will, dude, and she'll do it with a smile on her face, and she'll be like, "How's your golden years now, bitch?" And I'll just be getting hit with a cookie sheet, just screaming.
Yeah, nice. All right. So the last bit of news here is that we have is Xbox first-party developers might launch games, have now been given permission to apparently launch games on PlayStation and Switch too, which I thought was very nice of them.
Now, he meant Switch also. There's not a Switch 2 coming out.
Sorry, my bad, guys. Switch also. That's going to be the next Switch name now that I said that. Switch also.
Switch also.
Switch also. I mean, they made Wii U.
True.
Switch U? Switch also? Switch around. Switch. Now we're just trying to come up with names for the next Switch.
Switcheroo is going to be the sequel to the Switch.
Switcheroo.
Switcheroo.
They're just going to follow the Disney pattern. It's the Switch Plus.
Yeah.
It comes with a subscription service. If you don't pay your subscription, they just come to your house and gank your video games.
Yeah. They repo your
Just
Switch.
get kicking the balls over and over by Mickey Mouse.
Lord Mickey. All right. So I don't know if Zach's going to have much to add to this, mainly because he doesn't care about Xbox at all. So, but my question from this, which, as I said, it's very nice for Microsoft to allow their first-party developers make their games for other systems. I'm guessing that it would have to come out later on.
The utility people are back at my door.
Okay. So let me stretch out this sentence. As I said, it was really nice, and I assume that it would be like 6 months to a year that the games would be able to come out on other systems.
Yeah.
My assumption.
Yeah.
But what Xbox games from years past or current, future ones, would you like to play on PlayStation or Switch? That is the question. I'm gonna start with
Probably
Zach.
Fable, and Gears of War.
Oh, look, Zach, you have games that you'd want to play.
There are some games I like on Xbox, but most of them come to PlayStation anyway. Just look at BioShock and Mass Effect and shit. So
Eventually, those both did come.
they were Xbox exclusives.
Yeah.
Made it. They were just telling me that they were done, and I can move my car back if I wanted to.
There are a couple of games that have been Xbox or Microsoft exclusives that I would like to be able to take with me on a mobile basis. That way I could, play them at my leisure instead of having to actually sit down at the TV and stuff, So that the concept of it coming to the Switch, I'm all for, just so that way it could make a high quality graphic game be playable on a mobile platform,
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. But Zach, you said Fable and Gears of War.
Yeah.
So were those like the only Xbox games that you've really ever been into?
I've owned an Xbox before. I owned an Xbox before a PS3.
So you own what, the original Xbox?
Not a 360.
Oh, okay.
Well, I did own an original Xbox also, but
So Fable, which there's rumors of a Fable 4 coming out. So, which I don't, would that be Xbox exclusive still? Is that still owned by Microsoft?
yeah, I believe so.
So, yeah, Lion's Head. I mean, that's always been the game. Like, I think we talked about it. Like, that's the game that they showed off their feature, like their system feature.
Right.
There was another game that they had out, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was about Spark.
Project Spark.
Project Spark. I think that would be a game that would do very well on the Switch, because it was kind of a non-violent game, more directed at kids who have that Minecraft creator mode mentality and stuff. And I think that Project Spark would do really well on the Switch, way better than it did on the Xbox.
Yeah. That'd probably be a good one. I think I had that game for a little bit. Xbox One, right?
I believe so. It was either 1 or 3. No, it was 360.
Yeah. Jeremiah, you got any of them?
Yeah, I think the ones that I would want to see are pretty much Zach's of Fable and Gears, but my reasoning is like I love those games, but those games aren't quite worth buying a new system for. When you add Halo and those other ones into the mix, it is. But if I say I wasn't interested in one of those, I'd like to just pick one up for my PlayStation and not have to worry about getting dropping some serious money on a system for one game that I'm super interested in. But a big one that would do really well on the Switch would be if they were to make a new Fusion Frenzy, because it's a good party game.
Right.
Dude, I have actually genuinely missed the Fusion Frenzy games, and
Yeah.
they were. I mean, that was their version of Mario Party, but
Yeah.
it didn't pick up as well because you didn't have these well-known characters. But any kind of game where you have multiple mini games to just goof off with your friends on, that those are really good titles that need to be invested in more.
Yeah. It's just a great break if you're like, oh, I want to play some games, but I don't feel like delving into the lore and story of like Skyrim or something. It's like, oh, I'll just play some Fusion Frenzy and knock people off of a platform in walls.
Yeah. And the cool thing about those party style games is that even if you really don't know how to use a controller, they're still super fun, because it's, at the end of the day, it's knocking your buddy off a ledge.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have to agree on with Zach. Those were both good choices as well. Of course, Gears, that's one of my things. So I mean, of course, I'd want to see that. Because that and Halo is pretty much the only two franchises that I really missed the most from Xbox, not having an Xbox anymore.
Yeah.
And with the new Xbox coming out, I mean, Halo Infinite, it really makes me want to get a new Xbox. But at the same time, I know that I'm really going to end up wanting a PS5 because there's just so much more that I'm more interested in. Plus, that's what my friend has. So, I mean, friends have. So, I mean, that's the people that I play with. So, I mean, it's really tough. So, being able to have, I just don't know. Halo's pretty much, I don't think that's going to, one of the first party developers that would allow that game to be on another system.
No, that's their freaking flagship, man.
Yeah.
Well, while we're on this particular subject, it is also worth being noted that Bungie is killing their exclusivity contracts too. It was just announced at the beginning of this week that Destiny 2 will no longer be exclusive to the Battle.net platform on PC, that they are moving Destiny 2 to Steam as of October. Like it'll be on both.
I heard that months ago that that they were canceling their contract with Battle.net.
Yeah, they just didn't have like the official announcements until earlier this week.
It was probably heavily rumored.
Yeah, Steam like put it forefront on their homepage that Destiny 2 coming to Steam, and apparently they're in the works of making sure that like the servers will merge and stuff like that. So if you're playing on Steam or if you're playing on Battle.net, you'll still be playing with the same people. But there's apparently a lot of people playing Destiny 2 that have massive issues with Blizzard, and so yeah, they're just this whole multi-platform thing is becoming a big deal, and people want to create games and want as many people as possible to play it, and the exclusivity thing does not allow that.
I just thought of one that would be really good for Switch, a franchise that Microsoft technically owns that they haven't done anything with since the Xbox 360. When they made a game, it wasn't good as the games that had been made previously. In fact, because it was totally different as well. Which would be a really good Switch game, and that is Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh yeah.
Because Microsoft owns Rare, which Banjo-Kazooie is being on Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
So they've already worked out some partnership. So it just would make sense for them to allow Rare to make a Banjo-Kazooie game for the Nintendo Switch. And I feel like that's probably a really easy thing to do. And I feel like that could actually work out. And it would be really cool to get an actual Banjo-Kazooie 3. Because the nuts and bolts game was not it.
Yeah. And especially considering the fact that the majority of Rare video games came on Nintendo systems.
Correct.
I would personally love to see a new Diddy Kong Racing.
That would be good.
That'd be great.
That would be real nice.
Diddy Kong Racing was so much more fun than the Mario Kart games.
Yeah, because it had a story and everything.
Yep.
And you could they switched from car to plane and what was it, hovercraft as well.
Hovercraft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the story was real good too. So because with what was it? I can't remember. Was it something pig his pig, war pig, something.
Yeah. And then he had babies, and then those babies decided to attack some birds and make them angry.
I was like, what?
Apparently Jeremiah thought it was funny.
It was a good call. It was a good callback.
It was. I just
the
didn't
biggest
know
movie of the year.
I just didn't know what he was talking about at first. I was waiting for it. I was trying to think. I was like, did I forget something in that game? Did he have babies at the end? Did they make a sequel? Like, good games. Good games.
Good stuff.
Who's breathing like they're Darth Vader?
Zach.
It's always Zach.
I'm
He's
outside because I told you I had to do stuff, and we started recording late. So
You could have made a great. You could have been like, I'm eating a Philly cheesesteak. And it's like, why are you breathing heavy? Oh, I'm eating a Philly cheesesteak.
well, I might be eating a Philly cheesesteak.
Slow roasted meat.
Fuck, man. Now I want one.
Yeah, that's it. Now I want a Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah, we need to wrap this shit up. I'm going to Arby's.
That's not real meat. My ex girlfriend used to work at Arby's. It's just like a pack of powder or something, and they just, I don't know, it's weird.
They got Philly cheesesteak at Sonic now.
Well, Arby's is so good. Sonic sucks.
I'm super pissed off at Arby's right now because I went to Arby's and I ordered the Italian sub, and I got all the way home, and after I got home and started trying to eat my sandwich, they forgot all the veggies and all the sauce and everything, and so I literally had bread, meat, and cheese.
What's wrong with that, man?
There's nothing wrong with that if it's from our
driest freaking sandwich I've ever had in my life.
You know what Arby's does right though is their mozzarella sticks.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh,
Their mozzarella, like I always get their mozzarella sticks and French dip. That's like my go-to.
That's my meal. That's my meal. Yes.
Did we just become best friends?
Yeah. Twinsies.
Whenever Zach finally moves to Arkansas,
we're gonna have an Arby's together, Jeremiah.
Yeah, we are, man.
Me and you, man. Me and you at Arby's. Oh yeah.
Me and you, a couple French dips and some Maz sticks.
My baby will be there, but it's okay.
Yeah.
We're only gonna get one au jus sauce, and we'll both share it.
Yeah. One au jus with 2 straws.
Yeah. They're gonna cross arms and dip each other's French dip and au jus.
We'll do it like married people do with champagne, where we wrap the arms around and eat it.
Yes, sounds like fun.
Oh my God. All right, guys. Jesus Christ.
What the fuck has this show become?
Best damn podcast ever. Guys, next week is Gamescom, and if you're in Germany, go watch a Gamescom. If not, you can just keep up with the news on the internet. So we're probably going to have a few video game announcements. I'm sure Rocksteady's not going to let us know what games they're making, but whatever. Maybe we'll get lucky.
They're not making a game. All right, let's be honest. They're just going to keep.
They're really not. They are. Really not.
They're making money off the hype. It's like that South Park episode with the startup company.
They're just focused on re-releasing Batman so they can get them off.
We don't know what to do. We're just gonna keep re-releasing this. After like the 4th one, you think they'll notice? Probably not.
It's like Skyrim.
It's now coming to the Switch.
Is it?
No, I'm just.
It probably is about to be. It'll be announced at Gamescom. That's where it'll be announced. The Rocksteady will be there, but they'll just announce the Switch version of the Arkham collection.
And then all it is a Bruce Wayne. He goes to his Bat computer, and then he turns it on, and then he finds himself in like a horse carriage, and this guy's like, "Oh, you're awake."
No, it's
Caught
the
you caught you at the border.
it's the remastered version where Bruce carries around a Nintendo Switch looking back computer with him at all times.
Yeah, he just unplugs his back computer and takes it on the go.
Nice. All right.
You know, Batman had the first Nintendo Switch because his Batmobile turned into the Batbike in Dark Knight.
I think that's the episode.
That is it. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. Don't forget about us on social media, Instagram at Blind Bandit Productions, or I almost said a Good Stuff Podcast, but that's what it used to be. At Blind Bandit Productions, YouTube, Blind Bandit Productions, Facebook, Blind Bandit Productions. Pretty much everything is Blind Bandit Productions.
Except Twitter.
Twitter's BBP for real, because you can't do Blind Bandit Productions on Twitter.
And remember, I'm out and about running errands, and I'm still doing the podcast, unlike some people.
I hope you buy.
He got
I
hung
hope you
up.
buy plenty of pairs of pants.
And you can listen to us while you're out on the go on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube, and Google Podcast, Stitcher, and there's another one there. I don't remember which one it is.
Basically, any app that collects them from other apps and puts them all. So
if you just listen to podcast somewhere, we're probably there. We're probably there.
Open your closet. We're there. Look under your bed. We're there.
Except for SoundCloud, we're not on there.
See a shady man at your mother's funeral standing in the rain with an umbrella in the distance? That's us.
And we're eating at Arby's, too. We're there.
Not sponsored.
Jeremiah and I both have French dips and mozz, so...
That's all we got this week. Oh, my God. That's all we got this week, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next week. # good stuff.
I'm going to see the Good Boys of Regal Limited.
Try again.
Mom, give me more juice. I need more juice.
We both tried to say something.
I know.